Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meidaliyantisyah. On behalf of Dr. Slamoto and Dr. Wahyu Wibawa, I'm going to present our paper entitled Study of Turiman-Jale 27 System Production in Acid-Dry Agroecosystem in Lampung Region. This paper will be presented into 4 sections: introduction, methods, result and discussion, and also conclusion. Now we go to introduction. The potential for dry land in Lampung is quite extensive, around 2.7 million hectares, and is used for food crops covering an area of 912,000 hectares. But unfortunately, this dry land is characterized as acid. It is a suboptimal land with low productivity. The soil acidity tends to be low, the pH is less than 5, poor in organic matter, soil fertility decreases rapidly, and water availability depends on rainfall. And there is the technology innovation of intercropping. We call it Turiman by planting soybean together with other commodities such as corn on dry land is very prospective to be implemented. And the purpose of this study was to examine the yields of corn and soybean using the Turiman-Jale 27 system on acid dry land in Lampung region. Next is the methods. The study was conducted at Teginandang Experimental Garden Natar District, South Lampung Regency, Lampung Province from January to June 2020 in acid dryland agroecosystem. The method used was a demonstration plot in a 0.75 hectare field with 2 treatments, the corn variety and soybean variety, using Turiman-Jale 27, 2 rows of corn and 7 alternating rows of soybean plants. The corn varieties planted were GH37 and local existing varieties, BC18, DK771, NK22, P27 hybrid. And soybean varieties are Dega, Dena, Detam, Detap, Devon, and local Tanggamus. The data observed were plant vegetative variables, plant height and number of leaves, and generative variables related to production components of corn and soybean. Data analysis was performed with analysis of variance or ANOVA from split plot design and continued with Duncan test. The data presented using statistical descriptive. Next is the results and discussions. This is the vegetative and generative corn plant growth with Turiman-Jale 27 intercropping system. We can see here in all variables of corn growth between varieties of corn, there are significant differences at 1% level of Duncan test. Likewise, in the vegetative and generative corn plant growth in soybean varieties, there are also significant differences at 1% level of Duncan test. And here in the interaction of corn and soybean, we can see there is significant difference in crop circumference, while in plant height, number of leaves, corn cob length, lengthwise row number, and circular row number, there are very significant difference at 1% level of Duncan test. This is the corn yield with Turiman-Jale 27 in the cropping system. We can see here between varieties of corn, we got the highest corn yield of BC18, which is 15,250.29 kg, and the lowest is from GH37 variety. It was 11,724.16 kg. While corn in soybean varieties, we can see the highest yield is the corn which is planted in with Dega soybean varieties. It was 15,995.55 kg, and the lowest is the corn which is planted with local varieties. It was 12,766.98 kg. This is the vegetative and generative of soybean plant growth. We can see that in all variables here of soybean in corn varieties, there are significant differences of 1% level in the Duncan test. Likewise, in between varieties of soybean, there are also significant differences in all variables of 1% level in the Duncan test. While in interaction of corn and soybean, in all variables, there are very significant differences. This is a soybean yield with Turimanjale 27 intercropping system. Soybeans in corn varieties, we got the highest yield from soybeans, which is planted with BC18. We got 2,820.41 kg per hectare, while the lowest is from the soybeans, which is planted with DK771 corn. It was 12,144.22 kg per hectare. While between varieties of soybean, we can see the highest yield we got is from Devon variety, which is 3,106.9 kg per hectare, while the lowest is from Dena varieties, which is 1,635.9 kg per hectare. And the last is the conclusions. The intercropping system of corn and soybean to Turimanjale 27 in the dryland of Lampung region resulted in the corn yield of 14.11 kg per hectare and soybean of 2,370 kg per hectare. The Turimanjale 27 system was able to optimize the productivity of acid dryland which relies on rainwater. The innovation of the Turimanjale 27 system contributes in increasing the cropping index on dry land from CI 100 to CI 150 until 200. The strategies are anticipating the utilization of rainwater availability, planting early in the rainy season, and applying a calendar planting appropriately. In the future, to increase corn and soybean production and increase the cropping index on dry land, it is necessary to implement a mass application of technological innovation to Turimanjale 27 and replicate the innovation of the intercropping system on dry land throughout Lampung. Thank you for your attention and we are looking forward for your suggestions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.